Hello, it's David here again from Edinburgh Jazz School. I'm going to be doing a quick lesson today all about time feel. So this one is particularly for the rhythm section players, but it can definitely be used by anyone. It's really important for everyone to have good time. But particularly as a bass player, this is something I think about a lot, is having a really strong internal pulse. As a rhythm section player, drummer, guitarist, piano player, you don't want to have to rely on anyone else for your timing. You want to know where the pulse is and have it really rock steady inside you. And so I thought I'd give you an exercise today that works on that. This is an exercise called The Power of 40 that was given to me by a bass player called Mike Yanish. And it's all about slow tempos. Often we think about playing slow as being easier than playing fast. Like if you can't play something fast, you slow it down so you can play it. But actually playing really slow is so hard. It's really hard. And it develops a lot of good kind of characteristics in your playing. So the way this exercise works is we're going to put a metronome on 40 beats per minute, and it's going to stay at 40 beats per minute in all of the exercises. And the first thing we're going to do, we're going to play a blues in F at 40 beats per minute. So if you're a bass player, you're going to just be walking crotchets, 40 beats. If you're a drummer, just ride cymbal, like tss, 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 tss. If you're a guitarist or a piano player, you've got options. You can solo, you can kind of comp, play that kind of Freddie Green crotchets. That would be a good one to do, like kind of jung, jung, jung. Basically, the job for all of us, whatever instrument we're playing, is we want to really lock in with that timing. So I'll demonstrate what I do for bass. I'll do a chorus of walking, and then I'll do a bit of soloing as well. So playing at that slow tempo, really not easy. But when I'm doing that, what I'm thinking about is trying to make it sound as good as it would sound if I was playing faster. So I'm trying to make it swing just as hard. Basically, I think if you really can master playing these slow tempos, then the faster tempos feel so much easier because you're so comfortable with this negative space. And honestly, you enforce these good habits at slow tempos that are then there at the faster tempos. So that's exercise one. Try just grooving and comping, and then a bit of soloing if you feel like it. The thing with the soloing at that tempo actually is it will really test how well you feel the form, because it's really easy to lose your place when you're playing that slowly. So second part of the exercise, the click is going to stay on 40, but it's now on beats 2 and 4. So we're essentially playing at 80 beats per minute. And you're just going to do whatever you did before at 40, but you're now going to do it at 80. So there I was playing a bit more decoratively towards the end. At first I would try and just really nail those crotchets, but it's also nice to try out those kind of more rhythmically ambitious things and see if you can really make them lock in with the click. If you can make them lock in at 40 or 80, which is still quite slow, then again they're just going to be so much easier when you're in with a band and playing just normally. So the third part of the exercise, The click's staying on 40, but we're now going to play at 160 beats per minute. We're going to double it again. So here you can either have the click on the first beat of the bar, but you could have it on the fourth beat of the bar or the second beat of the bar. I actually really like beat 4. First I'll do it with beat 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the thing about this one is that the click is only beating once per bar. So your inner time has to be really strong. If you're deviating, then it's just going to you're going to keep getting out with the click and it's going to be confusing. So that's the challenge of this. So part 4 of the exercise is quite hard. This may be more for the advanced people who do the jazz school, but we're going to be playing at 320 beats per minute, which is fast. And don't worry if you can't do this, you can stick to the first 3 parts for now and then work up to this. But essentially the click is going to be playing once every other bar now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. So as I say, that 4th part of the exercise is pretty rapid. Don't worry if you can't do that. You can build up to it. One way you might build up to it is when you're playing the 3rd part of the exercise with 1 click per bar, try steadily pushing the tempo up of that. So we were on 40 obviously, you could change it to say 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. You get the idea, and then you could push that up again. So this is 70. So this is now 280. You get the idea. So you can keep pushing it up, and then when you get that up to 80, that's the same as doing it on 40 with the click on every other bar. So you can kind of push yourself up to get more comfortable with these fast tempos. Anyway, so that's the routine. You play really slowly, and then quite slowly, and then kind of medium, and then really fast. And if you do that regularly, it's going to do so much for your internal pulse. Because as I said at the beginning, we don't want to be relying on other people. We want to be the ones who are just really strong in our rhythm, in our time feel, and that's going to make everything else so much easier. So that's the power of 40 routine. There you go.